what up, family, and welcome to season 6 of That Sports Dude. Y'all know by now I'm your host, Chris Dunlap, and joining me right now is the founder of Demigawd Athletics, Coach Lee Baker. Coach!
Hey!
Thanks for joining me, baby.
Anytime. Thank you for having me, sir.
Man, no doubt, bro. Thank you for coming out. Man, y'all know by now, one of my goals is to help y'all get in college, right? So what better way to kick off season 6 than to have a show based around recruiters, right? What you think, Coach? What you think about that?
I think that's a good idea, man. I think it's a great idea, man. A lot of these kids don't know what it takes to get to that next level, so what we're here for, like what we do.
Let's get into this thing. So, Demigawd Athletics, man. Tell us, through Demigawds, what are you able to do to get these kids recruited, get them seen, and then, of course, get them off to college and schooling, etc.?
All right, first and foremost, it all starts with that GPA. It all starts with that GPA. It all starts with those SAT scores. If they're taking care of their business and doing what they're doing in the classroom, it makes my job so much more easy. You know, so once we establish that good GPA and SAT score, then we start to reach out to certain contacts and start to get these guys seen through numerous camps, showcases, combines. We start sending their film out. It's a constant process. It's a constant process. But our main objective is to get those guys seen. Sometimes it only takes one set of eyes, you know, in order for them to get the notoriety that they need. So that's what we're aiming to do right now, is make sure that our kids are seen and put under a set of eyes that can give them that offer.
I like that. So one thing, speaking of showcasing stuff like that, one thing you guys were able to do, one great thing really that Demigawds, and Sound Mind, Sound Body were able to do back in April was the DMV show, the Sound Mind, Sound Body DMV showcase. Now, tell us about that and the recruiting gold mine that I'm sure it was. Tell us about
it. Oh man, it was huge, man. Yeah. It was huge.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Curtis Blackwell, Sound Mind, Sound Body was able to bring 100 kids from Detroit out.
That's big time.
Yeah, DGA was able to bring another 300 out on top of that.
Woo,
so
no kidding.
We had 400 kids at that show.
Wow.
You know, and it was a good way for us and for DGA to give back to the community, give back to the inner city youth, man, and allow those guys to get out and showcase their talents. We had some of the top high schools in DC, Maryland, and Virginia come out. We had some of the top colleges to come out. You know, didn't broadcast themselves saying that they were a college, but it was a lot of notoriety out there, and there was a lot of great ways for these kids to get noticed and seen through that network of the coaches and staff that we had out to help out. So it was huge, man. It was huge to see guys perform to their highest level and make it do what it do from the work that they've been putting in. You know, so a lot of guys have been contacted from that showcase in itself.
No kidding.
And some guys have been offered to come to a couple of camps.
Wow,
that's awesome. To a couple of combines. And just, you know, progress. That's all it's about.
Wow. So and to compound on that, man, what's some other things that you all do in addition to, you know, that big time showcase that you guys had back in April? What's some other things that you do? You know, like if it's like recruiting tours, like I see you all over Twitter and Instagram, you know, taking your kids to different schools. Tell us more about that.
Social media is huge, man. Social media is great. We want to make sure that our kids keep their social media as clean as possible.
Yes. Say that one more time.
We want to make sure that you are keeping your social media as clean as possible.
Yes, please. For the love of God. Go ahead.
You know, we're tired of losing scholarships over bad social media. So that middle fingers and middle fingers on your social media, the bottles, the money, man, cancel all that. You got to lose that, fellas. You got to. You don't want to miss a once in a lifetime opportunity. So make sure we clean those social medias up. But a recruiting tool, like, you want to be seen, you know. You want to be seen. You want to be visible. These college coaches want to be able to put a name with the face. They want to be able to put. They want to be able to see if you pass the eye test.
Yeah.
What a lot of kids and a lot of parents and a lot of coaches don't know nowadays is that these college coaches have this thing called the eye test. So the eye test is sort of like they want to see you in person. They want to shake your hand. They want to see where your attention goes to when they shake your hand and when you speak. They want to see that. And first and foremost, they want to look at you and see if you play the position you say you play. Right. They want you to be able to pass that physical eye test to look at you and say, okay, this kid plays linebacker. Okay, he looks like a linebacker. Yeah. You know, they don't want to come and say, okay, well, this kid plays D tackle, but he looks like a running back. You know what I mean? So you got to pass that eye test. That eye test is very important. So one of the top recruiting tools that I use is making sure that we're getting out and we're being seen. And these college coaches can visibly lay eyes on these guys that I'm bringing out. You know, and then from that comes invites to junior days. You know, and with these junior days, you know, comes a lot of notoriety because now they're able to have conversations with these kids. And we're not talking about any ordinary junior day that's broadcasted and the whole world comes out. We're talking about personal invites to junior days as to where we're behind the scenes and we're sitting this close to the players and this close to the colleges and to the coaches, and they're able to ask these kids questions that I'm not able to hear or the world is not able to hear. So that's very important.
And things like that. Things like that, it's like a foot in the door.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing that I think is, especially in the inner city, in DC, in the DMV area, man. If a lot of our kids, man, could just get their foot in the door, man, the rest of it's a cakewalk from there.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Sometimes
that's all it takes. So that's what we do when we visit these junior showcases and these camps. And then the invite comes. So after the invite, you perform well, the offers on the table. Offers on the table.
Yeah, I like that. That's hot right there, man. Because especially the thing about how you said social media is a great way to sing, because that's so true.
It is.
I encourage so many teams and programs, football and basketball. Doesn't matter what the sport is. If you have an athlete who you think may be college potential or more, you have to use the number one thing right now that we use for communication: email, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That's what I think. So I'm glad that you all do that, especially even during the workouts.
Oh yes, sir.
I love that.
Yes, sir.
So man, before we go back to break, I know I got parents watching this. I know your parents. I know y'all are watching. I know y'all watching. I got you covered. So for all my parents that are watching, man, who may have questions, how do I get my son? How do I get my daughter recruited? What do I do? Give them some quick advice on things that they can do.
Like I said from the beginning, one of the first and foremost things you want to do is to make sure those grades are right. Make sure those grades are right. You kind of want to develop a personal relationship with these schools, with these coaches. You want to make sure your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. You want to apply to these schools. You want to see how much you're able to get academically. You want to be aware of everything that you need from that process of high school to college in order for you to receive a scholarship without waiting till the last minute to get it done. So you want to reach out. You want to have a personal relationship. You want to open up lines of communication with these coaches. And no matter what sport it is, you want to make sure that line of communication is open so you can consistently move forward. You want to bug them. You want to bug them. You want to bug these coaches to the point as to where they get tired of it, as to where they can't forget about, okay, well, Lee Baker has been emailing me and texting me 2 times a day for a week. I know his interest in this program is high.
Like to a point that they can, on Monday at 4 o'clock, such and such is going to text me, and then they're not going to stop texting me until I respond.
So be annoying. My mom always told me, put as many pokes in the fire as you can. Sooner or later, you're bound to pull something out, right? So I highly encourage parents to just be worrisome to these coaches. Be worrisome to them. Make sure those grades are straight. Be a pest to these coaches. Apply to these schools. Receive all the information and money you can get from them. And one of the most important ones of getting recruited is making sure that your child's with the right program. That's very, very important. Because, nowadays, it's a lot of people in a lot of places that are mainly focused on self. The best interest of that athlete and that family and that parent is not in the number. It's not at the top part. It's not. So you got to make sure the place that you are and the people you're working with have your best interests at heart, period, and know that your child is being placed before anyone else or anything else. That love has to be there. So. If you feel that love, that love is there, that person's going to do whatever they can to see your kid make it to the next level, no matter if it's D1, D2, or D3.
Right. And that's a great point about the program fitting your child. That's a great point because we see it all the time. Kids go to a university or college, regardless of the division level, and they just don't like it. They don't feel the love that they felt when the coach was sitting in their living room. So that's a great point. So I hope parents, students, players, coaches, I hope you guys are taking notes because like I said, this episode and this season will be all about learning. So I hope you guys are really, really taking notes because there's some good stuff. But coach, man, bruh, it's been a long time in the making,
yes, sir.
But we got it done, baby.
I
appreciate you for joining me, man. Where can people follow you and Demigawd Athletics on social media if they have recruiting questions or just about Demigawd? Where can they reach you?
You can find me at Demigawd Athletics, at Demigawd Athletes on Instagram, on Facebook with Demigawd Athletes, on Twitter with Demigawds1. Man, get with us, reach out to me, let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, and we can go from there.
Oh yeah, I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, brother.
That's all love. After this break, a DCIAA standout joins me to talk about his experience during his recruitment. Make sure y'all stay tuned because That Sports will be right back after this. Alright, welcome back, y'all. A breakout season turned into an early commitment for this Turkey Bowl and state champ. Yo, joining me right now to talk about recruiting is Ballou star Lavonte Gator. Gator,
hey,
thanks for joining me, bro.
No problem.
Appreciate it, man. Alright, so for you, let's get right into it, man. For you, things move real quickly, right? You know, that's why we see you got that Maryland gear on right there.
I got to.
So committed, you know, it moved real quick. The offer started rolling in, then the commitment came. What are some things you learned, you know, during that time, during that recruitment? What are some things that you learned about the process and etc.?
The first thing is a patient thing. When you come to it, like everything it just be slow. Yeah. Then you be feeling like, oh, is they messing with me? Do they really want me? But nah, I'd say take your time when you do it, and then when you coming in, don't look to talk to the coaches off. When you first come in, just wait and just trust, like worry about your fundamental in your game. Don't try to come in high school worrying about, oh, I gotta show out. Nah, just play your role in your team and like go without your team, like go within your team to get to office. Like, cause my office came with my team. Like it was a lot of dedication, me working, me going to practice, somebody pushing me to go to practice, but the process moved fast and then it can move slow too. Yeah,
so pretty much, you know, kind of like you're saying, you gotta don't come in with the mindset, oh, I gotta get mine. Just come in, just do what you do, play your part, play within yourself and everything. You know, as the Sixers say, trust the process. Pretty much. I got you. All right, speaking of the process, we know that your on-field play, man, last year had a big year. 12 touchdowns, 12 receiving touchdowns, 6 picks. So we know your on the field play spoke for itself. But let's talk about off the field. You know, some things that you did off the field. What are some things that you did off the field to ensure that these colleges, including Maryland, saw Lavonte Gator as the young man, not just, you know, your on-field play? Well, what are some things that you did?
Cut out everything. Like if you feel like it's negative or ain't helping you in college or ain't helping you in high school and your schoolwork, you like. I used to try to go party on every weekend. yeah. I used to wake up, chill all day, play the video game. Right. I remember. As soon as the 6, 7 o'clock hit, oh, I'm trying to get freshened up. I'm trying to go party with the fellas. Yeah. But nah, someday I just had to cut it out. Like weight room, I had to work, field work. I had to work when basically I say when nobody looking. That's where you work. Like that's the only time you really can get your own work in. Yeah. It's different when somebody telling you, oh, I need you here at this time, but then you coming in by yourself getting that good work in. But nah, it take sacrifice for real, because some people that's not on the same page as you, sometimes you got cut off. You know, as we homies here, you homies.
But I'm on my way somewhere.
I'm on my way somewhere.
Right.
If you ain't on the same, if you ain't trying to hit the gym with me at 6 in the morning, 7. We ain't with it. Yeah. Hey, weekend, you know, when I don't got nothing to do, yeah, we can kick it. But nah, if it ain't better than you for college, I say don't waste your time.
Right, I feel that. And something my pastor always says, you know, when he's preaching and stuff, you are who you hang around. You know, you are who you hang around, so you become and stuff like that. So I get that. So, and you kind of and before we go to the next thing. What about in the classroom? What are some things that you did in the classroom? Even, you know, maybe even small things. Like name some things you did in the academic side to show your best self.
The main thing, I had to move to the front of the class. You know, coming up, everybody want to be in the back.
Yeah,
kick their feet up, talk to everybody now, but you get more focused when you're in the front. Okay. You can't get distracted if everybody behind you and you're in the front of the room.
That's true.
Like, because you hear the teacher, you hear what they talking about, you understand more, you take notes better, because you see everybody in the back talking about, hey, you can move your head a little bit, hey, you gotta pull your seat up beside me or something. I'm trying to get this working. But nah, that was some little thing. Like pay attention, try to be the first of class.
Okay.
Cause everything going into school and field, everything is. You gotta compete on everything.
Yeah.
You gotta compete.
Why I never thought about it though. That's a good way to look at it.
If you don't compete, you ain't doing that.
That's true.
What's the point of doing it? I'd rather do it because I'm competing for something than, oh, I gotta do it because I'm trying to go to college. Nah, make it fun for you.
Yeah,
you know, kids, we like to be active. We like to move. We like to run, jump. But yeah, you gotta keep it competition.
I like that.
Compete. That's how you bring the school to your field. Because everybody try to say, if you do this in school as much you do it on the football field, you'll be good.
That's true. That's something my parents used to tell me.
Yeah, like if you put that much effort on the field in school, you'll get it. But nah, that's where you bring both of them together. You compete.
I like that. That's a daggone good point because, shoot, it don't take much for you to, when it's game time, when 6 o'clock rolled around, it don't take much for you to be there. It don't take much to get in that zone. Take that, you transfer that in the classroom, the rest of your history.
Everything will be right.
So I hope everybody who watching, man, I hope y'all heard that because that's great advice right there, man. And speaking of advice, man, so we know it's a lot of young guys here in the city, man, who either getting ready to come to Ballou, some of your underclassmen who looking up to you, or even maybe cats from other schools who, say, dang, man, 11th grade, he already know where he gonna go to college and stuff. What's some advice that you got for some of these young guys who are following in your footsteps and will soon be, on their own recruiting tours and stuff like that? What advice you got?
First, I gotta start off with saying, when you come in as a 9th grader, underclass, you gotta get straight to the book. It ain't no waiting. I'm trying to get my feet wet in the school. I ain't trying to look unclassy. Nah, you gotta get straight to the books. That's the first thing college look at, your books. How your transition comes from 8th to 9th grade, 9th to 10th. Everything gotta grow. But yeah, as coming in, I tell the young kids, come in and do your work. And then sports always speak for itself. Like you said, 6 o'clock at night, it ain't too much you can do to hit that head and you're on and running. But nah, the first thing though, you gotta hit the books, because without the books, they don't talk to you. Yeah. So like, that's the first thing they say. Oh, I look at your tape. Oh, you can play. We ain't know
that's
that,
all good.
But when I get here and try to look at your grades and they ain't looking too good, that break a coach heart if they really want you.
Oh man, that's the last thing you want, Yeah. That's the last thing y'all want, and I know. Hey, sometimes we've seen situations like that throughout the city. It's so heartbreaking to see a kid who we know has talent, potential to go just about anyway. We talking to the league and etc.
Yeah. That's how it be. They break it down, and then that's what they say for our DC kid. That's what they say for us. Yeah. Oh, he can have all the talent. Yeah. Hey, his grades and average up. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Yeah. All out. You see him all,
how about that? Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
You see him all on the court. Yep. Dunking on the field, marsing people, running full threes. But
with ease.
But the grades didn't get them. The grades caught them.
Yeah.
And that's what they try to do now. They try to make it harder for us, but. Hey, like I said, competition, you gotta work.
I like
it. You really want it, you gotta work for it.
That's what it comes down to. If you really want something, you gonna work for it.
You gotta work. They ain't giving it to you, especially coming out of DC.
Nah. And the thing, and I say this all the time, man. And last year with a lot of the commits and a lot of the guys who are going to college from this past season, you guys are proving so many people wrong about football and athletics in the city, man, because they think DC kids they're just like they just anything like we say. Nah,
they ain't ready for this type of level. But
exactly,
man, we work hard.
That's it.
They don't know what we do behind closed doors, but we work, and I'm glad to see throughout the city it pays off.
Yeah, most definitely, man. But like, congratulations on all the success, man. Because like I said, you're on your way to Maryland, but you got one more year up here, Ballou, man.
Y'all
trying to defend that Turkey Bowl title and that state championship.
Got to.
So for anybody who wants to follow your journey, man, where can they reach you on social media? Instagram, Twitter, shout it all out.
All right, Twitter is Young Gator, YUNG Gator, GATER. That's on Twitter, but on Instagram that's King Gator _King Gator. On Instagram and Snapchat, it's King Gator.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you for joining me,
bro. No problem.
Hey, y'all, make sure y'all keep up with my man, because like I said, big year last year. It's only going to get better for him. Already committed to Maryland. Make sure y'all keep up with him. Well, that's it for this season for me. Make sure y'all tune in this season, because season 6 is going to be off the charts. With my man, Lavonte Gator, I'm your host, Chris Dunlap. Peace.